Good morning, evening, afternoon. Masajada here with Mas on Sunday. Hope you're having a fantastic day today. People all over the world connecting, so that's really fantastic. Thanks for really helping me grow this channel. Today, it's the first day of the month, first Sunday of May. So we do the World Frequency Meditations. For those who are new, World Frequency Meditations, well, it allows us to really connect together as humans. You know, if you've noticed the trend, especially after COVID, if you've noticed the trend that people have, like, say, separated. People have separated. We talk about kindness and all that, but then if we're not connected at a frequency level, or some of you might call it a spiritual level, then it's no use. It doesn't really work. It doesn't really help. You can do all the great things, but if we're not connected at a deeper level, frequency level, it's not beneficial for anybody. It's kind of like, the relationship's dead, right? And you go do all the nice things. You take her to Paris, you buy her all the great things, and all that, and then there's no there's no love in it. There's no love behind it, right? And that's the way the world has come to be. We do all the right things, we say all the right things, especially with AI, but then again, underneath, there's no meat, there's nothing to hold on to. And that's what's the problem is, and that's what these world frequency meditations are really about: connecting us and moving all the garbage that shouldn't really be there, all the garbage that we know is there. We can't hide it anymore, because in today's world, and not society's patterns, or the, I don't want to call them the elite, but the high level. They're not even high level. um, um, they're control monsters, basically, and they control the world. Very weak individuals, by the way, unfortunately. So those kind of patterns, we need to disconnect, release. So um, yeah. So the reason why I say that is because on these meditations, I also do predictions as well, and that's what's going to be happening for us. That's what's going to be happening for us, is that in this time, and go ahead and start relaxing, getting together, just waiting for more people to log into before we start the meditation. But in this time, in this universe, um, what'll happen is that we're going to be forced to look at, say, the sins that we've done in the past. And sins are not like what you've done wrong, you're a bad person, you're a good person. It's the sins of not understanding who you really are. So out of time, or off the mark. In fact, the original version of sin, the original meaning of sin is being off the mark, which really resonates with XI, because XI is all about being in the most present time and space that you can be, right? And that's where we really say shift, and that's where we really transform. So that's the definition of sin that I'm talking about. So if you're off the mark, what you would do is, well, you would start to control people. You start to, and then what happens is that The more and more people you control, the more you realize that you're off the mark even more, and then it's a vicious cycle for victim and the abuser. And then what happens is that, well, you'll have to control more, and then you get disdained, or you hate the people that you're controlling because they're not pulling you onto your mark. And then when that happens, well, when that happens, um, when that happens, you start to destroy realities, or you just start to destroy this earth. Hence, you might, make up a virus that would kill people, or you would control people, or you go, gosh, we need to eliminate, we need to do ethnic cleansing, we need to do, all these things. And that's terrible, because we are all created here for a specific reason that well, many people don't know. And that's the problem. You go, wow, you know these group of people are not worthy of having, and they're like bringing down, and they're taking resources, and their carbon footprint is too big. And so we start to get into lack, and then sacrificing to save the others. And it's, again, do you see that vicious circle? If you look at nature, nature's just in perfection all the time. It creates boundless abundance for everything around it, and it's in perfect harmony and perfect balance. And it's humans don't do that, so we're forcing to come into that perfect balance. So let's take a deep breath in. Somebody's talking about the 18-day meditations. That's a really good way to really come into ourselves, guys. Really understand who we are, the purpose of why we're here. So we don't do all that bullshit that we do. Sure, at top levels, they control, they create viruses or whatever that might be. But at a personal level, what about you? How are you controlling, let's say, like your kids or your spouse or yourself? That's the key, right? So we need to get rid of all those things at any level, not just the top level, or they should be doing X. Well, this is what about you? Okay. Another breath in, noticing your spine. Another aspect too is that, we start to lose ourselves. We start to lose ourselves. And then what we do, just like the people that control the humanity, not the world, but humanity or people, right? Um, what we do at the what we do at an individual level is that we don't feel good about ourselves. We don't will feel incomplete, no matter how wealthy we are, right? Because there's something missing within us, deep within us. And then we go, well, I'll have to try harder. I'll have to make more money, because that's going to keep us secure. And it doesn't. That's what we're starting to realize. So that's all the karma that's coming out of us. We're starting to see that. And I'll define karma in its real sense in just a second here. Um, but but those experiences, or those solutions that we think have worked, hasn't worked in the past, it won't work for you now. So making more money, getting more intelligence, being kinder, saving the planet, and all those things that we do, right? It's not about us. It's like now what we're doing, and you'll see this. You'll see this. Everybody's jumping on the bandwagon. A lot of corporations are jumping on the bandwagon. I was at Starbucks with Faye, and I'm just waiting for her to get her coffee. And it's like this whole thing is like, oh, we need to be kind to the environment. You buy our coffee, we're going to donate this. And it's like it makes them feel good. And it's like, well, I'm buying coffee, and they're going to take care of like being kind to the environment, right? And that's the guilt trip, or Lululemon or whatever else that might be. There's so many corporations, but you buy a car and they'll donate whatever, to something. Again, that shit doesn't work. I'm not saying that's not nice, or again, it just doesn't work. Again, there's kindness in it, sure, but it doesn't work. And if you look about saving the whales, saving the world, saving the air, saving the earth, and all that stuff that we try to do, well, you eliminate humans. Simple as that. You eliminate humans, and the earth and nature, whales, and everything in between will be saved. Think of it. Uh, and I'm not saying we should eliminate humans. Somebody else is trying to do that. You go, well, we'll eliminate humans. It doesn't work either, because the humans that are left, well, they'll be fucked up too, right? They're just as fucked up by doing that. So take a breath in again. Uh, yeah, take a breath in. There we go. See, that's the problem. We always look outside ourselves to help others or to solve the problem. We never look inside ourselves. Like I said, if you eliminated humans within about a year, the air quality would be perfect. Oceans will come back to its natural state again. So we're the problem. So we have to fix ourselves. Literally, we have to start fixing ourselves. And this is where karma comes in. Take a breath in again. Just notice your chest area. Will help those individuals who have, say, physical issues. Again, I'm not a doctor or anything like that, but let's help you understand who you are, so your um, self healing can be activated. Okay, so heart patterns, circulation issues, respiratory problems. We'll really focus in on that for you all. There we go. And then also setting the stage for you to, again, remove the sins that you think that you are. Noticing again your chest, your ribs, upper back, your neck. So, you know, the universal, it's transforming. It's the states of consciousness is always transforming. Humans decide not to move forward. Everything else moves forward. Okay. So we've come to a point that we're beyond stretched to where we should be. So we're so off the mark. Again, so much in sin. Again, not by being a good person, bad person, or anything like that. Notice your blood as well. That nature is taking us this way, where we should be. We're going, no, we need to go this way. So that's again, we've come to a breaking point. And that breaking point has to resolve itself. One way, and many people predicted, is that just like it's happened before, that we perish. We simply perish, and we start fresh again. The other way that's allowed us, and it's very new, is that we can transform at a massive level. So we don't have to perish and start 10,000 years later like it's happened before. Again, you can look at history, the evolution of man. We get to a certain point, we perish, and then we start back up another version of ourselves. In this case, we don't mind. We're not going to be doing that. Breath in again. There we go. And again, notice those individuals who have circulation issues, respiratory issues, vascular issues, blood type issues, just helping you clean all those toxins out of ourselves. There you go. Your lymphatic system, yes. And then also bringing in that new consciousness that allows us to go, you know what? We're the problem. I'm the problem. I need to be my best possible self. And that's where we need to be. And that's, um, if you want to call it, save the humans. You save the humans, you save everything else. We balance to our natural state, everything else will be okay. Breath in again. This is where karma comes in. And the first definition of karma, as we notice your spine. So, most people think karma is that you're paying for your sins of the past or your current. Say that you were a bad person in another lifetime or lineage, however you believe that. That's karma's definition. And then this lifetime, you're paying for it. Okay? It doesn't work that way. Take a breath in. Although in this reality, this physical reality, it doesn't work in the spirit world. In this physical reality, you do something bad, okay, however you see it. Um, that negativity, let's call it negativity, okay? And negativity is something that's not beneficial for your growth, okay? It's not about, oh, I should destroy myself to help others and all that. That's not good. But negativity, anything that stops you from your growth, okay, to being your best possible self or your limitless self. Notice your spine and just comment in on how you all are feeling, by the way. There you go. Those who are feeling the frequencies, there you go. So, uh, so karma in this reality, okay, is about yes, it makes sense in this reality. Say if, excuse me, say you're a bad, say if you're a bad person, you would just hang around with bad people. So whatever you dish out, you'd get back. Okay, so that's that karma. Or you're running a victim pattern. Well, you're going to get victimized again. So that's that cycle again. It's just a representation of the patterns um, that you're running in this reality. But there's a deeper um, definition of karma that we're going to experience, and these are some of my predictions for the upcoming few months. Take a breath in, and again, notice whatever's happening to your body. Notice your chest, your lymphatic system, blood, vascular system, heart, really helping you set a new standard of health for yourself and a new standard of consciousness. So, karma at the higher levels is an awakening moment. So, karma or cleansing your karma, it's where you are conscious of what you need to be cleansed of. If you're physically bound, and I'll explain that in just a second. Just amping up the frequencies for you all since you're all in tune. Even if you're listening to this on a recording, you'll feel those frequencies. So it's nature's way or the universe's way of cleaning you so you can remember who you really are. It's not about paying back anything. It's not about you did something wrong and now you're paying it back. It's nothing like that. Because nature isn't like that. God or pure source wouldn't be like that, although it's that's the way it's uh, religions and people think about. There's a mean God out there, and it destroys you for doing something wrong or bad. It doesn't. It'd be against free will. So as we take a deep breath in, so karma is a process of cleaning your sins. So a lot of people will be forced to clean their sins. And if you don't, you want to hold on to those sins, you perish. You've got too many sins, you just perish. You awaken on the other side. Simple as that. And again, it's not like you're paying a price or anything like that. It's just that you need to be cleaned up. In this reality, though, in this time of history, it's never happened before. Well, it's happened before, but not at this level. It's forcing us to clean and shift to a higher level of who we are. In religious standards, the 1,000 years of peace and so on like that. It's forcing us to come into that, say, paradigm. Well, how do we do that? With karma, cleaning out. There we go. Cleaning out what we're not. Some of you are asking me to scan you. Yeah, I'll work on you all, sure, but I just won't speak to you one on one. Okay. So, breath in again. As we're getting deeper into it all. This is where many of you on XI have gone through what's called detox. So basically, that's your karma or cleansing of your karma. Okay. Some of you are asking, what's the fastest way to clean out? Take your time. Allow your higher self to clean you out rather than you forcing to clean out, because it distorts you and it's more painful. Okay. It doesn't come from here. The cleansing of the karma doesn't come from here. You were created point A. Your brain is at point, I would say, Q. There's a lot of things happening before your mental capacity even goes, oh, something's going on here. Okay? So again, let your higher self clean you up rather than you wanting to clean up. The best ways, again, observing what you're observing. Breath in again. In this world, karma is of devastation, destruction of your souls, your spirit. And those would be your words, your definitions. In its real sense, we're going to a higher level of consciousness where karma is defined as a cleansing process. So for you to understand your spirit or your limitless self, do you see the difference? At the lower levels of consciousness, you're being cleansed out. Okay. You're being cleansed out, and you think, oh my God, that's a lot of sin. And then you hold on to that sin even more, or become victimized by, say, the things of the past that you may have done. And that's why it's so, say, well, destructive at the physical world. And then you try to save yourself through physical attributes, becoming spiritual, religious, becoming wealthy, and everything in between, helping people, helping the animals, and whatever it might be. Again, it's a destructive force, karma. But if you knew what karma was about, again, karma is just simply going, your higher self starts to understand who you are. Or if you want to call it God, you can, whatever you like. It says, hey, that's not you. Like when you have a session with me, take a breath in and again, notice your vascular system, notice your heart, notice your circulation, your um, other systems. There we go. Again, notice the frequencies. We're on a roll now, so we'll get stronger and stronger. So when you have a session with me, basically, I clean out your karma. It's like the version of you here, it's all muddied with abuse and destruction and lack of abundance and all that. That is not you. I see a more beautiful version here. I'm going, wow, this is who you really are. I help you awaken to who you really are. Right. And then karma is the pain of letting go of who you think you are into who you really are at a highest level. So as we breathe in, there we go. Notice your whole being, head to foot. Really got a nice rhythm. This is where the sins of you not knowing who you are get removed. But then, since you created those sins, again, because of free will, okay? Free will has a price at the lower levels if you're not awakened. At the higher levels, obviously it's free to you, hence free will. At the lower levels, if you don't know how to handle it, it'll destroy you. Free will destroy you. And that's what's happened in today's society, despite the technological advances. So at the higher levels, you are having your free will to wake up from your destructive self, move into your limitless self. So, free will, or the cleansing of your karma, where you go, yes, that's the process that I'm helping you with here. The price that you pay is that, say that, I don't know, say that you created, like, and this is hypothetical. Say that you created a virus, you know, um, to control the world or decrease populations and so on like that, because you thought that's going to save the world. Really against the consciousness, by the way, because whatever is created in this consciousness is there for a reason. And nobody has that right to say, you're not, you're the reason why the society is the way it is. Nobody has that right to say that to anybody. It removes you from having free will, by the way. Again, very disruptive control. So, anyway, you've this hypothetical scenario where you've created a virus for the good of mankind. um, to eliminate, because too much pollution, and that's the best way is to eliminate, humans. Um, so in this time in the universe, you're forced to clean yourself up, whether you like it or not. It doesn't fucking matter what you think anymore. And I just say that the most loving way. Okay? It doesn't fucking matter what you think or who you think you are or how much control you have or how little control you have. Little control or a lots of control, it's the same sin. It literally is. Right? So those who are victims, the masses who fall into it, it's painful for you to gravitate to the center, the power of who you are. Those who are powerful, okay, and think that they own this reality or this world, it's painful to think. And again, clean up. And I'll give you a clear example. Breath in again. Say you're supposed to be dead center, okay? Zero, the 0 point. And again, notice your systems. We'll just include all 12 systems if you'd like, but focusing mainly on the respiratory because the viruses and so on like that. You're supposed to be at point zero. You're a victim. People control you. The government does all that stuff to you, whatever. You're at a level, say, minus 10 as far as power goes. Okay, minus 100. Okay. So again, notice the distance between zero and minus 100. Okay. Where do you fall into that scale? Just notice the number. And you go, well, I'm not negative. That's good. So you're this power hungry person, needs to control everything, and you realize at a deep level that shit, you have no control over nothing. So you can control the physical beings here more. So you're at a positive 100 as far as the power scale goes. So take a breath in. So you're still 100 units away, whichever way you look at it. You're 100 units away from your true self. It doesn't matter, victim or power hungry. Do you see its proximity? 100 units away. The pain of getting you back to your center is literally, it's an equation. It's based on how far you are away from your center. Hence, karma. Somebody's talking about being anorexic. Exactly. So the pain of cleaning you up to know that you shouldn't be abusing yourself that way. How far were you on that? Right? Simple as that. Okay. The pain of you living in lack. You're on the streets. You have no home. You live in the tent. You're a beggar. All that. How far away are you from your center? The pain of you sacrificing yourself for your wealth, for your religion and your spirituality. How far did that take you into your power that you might have? But how much of yourself did you lose for that power? It's a lot of pain. So, again, either way doesn't work. Breath in, notice your systems. Again, respiratory, especially. So, the universal karma is literally, hey, you're too far off. you're too fucked up. We need to pull you back. Again, in a loving way, right? It's not like, hey, you did this wrong. God's going to be abuse you and create cancers for you, and that's what you're paying your sins. Or you destroyed millions of people's lives. You've killed them and so on like that, and you have to pay for that. It's nothing like that, because those are all physical features, and it's hard to hear. Say, for example, Hitler killed millions of people, but so did a lot of other governments as well, or leaders, right? But anyway, Hitler, he's a bad guy. So he's going to go to heaven. So what that means is Hitler at a spirit level is, again, a benevolent being that's all powerful. But the karma, and it hurts like hell to kill millions of people like that and clean you up. So Hitler would be at a, say, positive whatever 1000, and now you got to come back to center. That's a lot of pain, way too much pain again. But it's all about waking you up. It's not about paying for your sins. It's about, you know what, son, you fucked up, let's clean you up. So breath in again. Not everybody can awaken. Sometimes you sold your essence of your energy of what you've created so much that there's not much left for you. So you vanish. Your essence, your consciousness would vanish in history of timeless beings. So so as we take a breath in today's society, cleansing of the karma usually happens after death. Uh, but that doesn't, it's not worked out well. And there's many other reasons as well, um, that I won't get into. But again, breathe in, notice your spine. So the cleansing will happen in physical form. So you're going to see a lot of individuals who, again, have destroyed, because that's heavy. Again, it moves you further away. It gives you more power, but it takes away the essence. That's how you gain power. So those individuals who've destroyed a lot of people, um, it's going to be tough. Let's think of it this way. Breath in again. A lot of shit falling apart for you all, which is really nice. Uh, you're going to be cremated. Okay. You're going to be cremated, um, when you die. So when you're dead, you're cremated, your body doesn't feel the pain. So cleaning out your karma in the physical body is like being cremated while you're alive, hence a hell. So, and it's all dependent on how far you are to your center. So you go, well, I did all the good things. I've helped tens of thousands of people, through charity and through this. And again, if you've lost yourself, if you've lost your essence of who you are, the price of bringing that essence back to you, I was a good person. The price of bringing that essence back to you is painful. Okay? You have to burn off the stuff that you're not. And then it's like, well, I destroyed tens of thousands of people, no matter what the reason is. It was good for the country. It was good for keeping us safe, saving us. We're doing God's work. I think that was one of the presidents, one of the Bushes. I'm doing God's work by killing and so on. God doesn't work that way. So it's painful pulling all that stuff out of you so you can regain, because both sides, you've given yourselves up to acquire what you think you needed. Again, the effects of free will done wrong. Breath in again. Somebody was talking about cremation. It's not bad as long, either way, you're disconnected from your body as long as you're awakened. So in this, you're going to see a lot of those types of individuals who uh, created distortions for a lot of people. They'll start to go mentally unstable. They'll start to get more fierce. They'll start to, their families will die off. Their children will die off. And that sounds really bad. Again, it's because when they start to awaken, um, and it sounds bad, of course, but when they start to awaken, their children's genetics will awaken and they go, fuck, I'm not going there. So it's easier to go, yep, I'm going to just awaken and then recreate myself later on. So again, it's not a bad thing. It's like, oh, even the kids, yeah. Depends on how fast they can clean up. They can clean up here really fast without getting really mentally unstable, because those kids in those families or your families, they're carrying the burdens of hundreds of generations. That's a lot for a little kid to handle, right? It's a lot to handle. So sometimes, again, they just go, boom, they're out. And then they recreate. So they're free. So it's a blessing, by the way. Physically, it's not the best. Breath in. It's time. So note that. Notice what'll happen within your own household, within your own family lineage, because you're carrying the burdens of your fathers that you cannot carry anymore. We'll take a breath in. It's time to show our true light. Breathe deep. applies to the individual, lineage, heritage, culture, countries. Um, for example, I mean, who does it apply to? Say that you're a culture that you've been noted to be a victim. Well, and you've got even again, and you're just born into that culture. Or religion. Um, breath in again. Again, notice your respiratory system and other systems. Um, you will be releasing the distortions of that culture. Again, how deep you've gone into that culture. Say you were a culture that you were enslaved. Say that you're a woman or a man, and all the things that have happened to being a woman or a man in this reality, you're carrying. Well, you'd have to remove that to be you. You can't be carrying that. I talk about the science um, somewhere else, not here. But again, all the functions that you are, say, a woman, all the destruction that women have caused, and then all the destruction that have been laid upon them, a woman is carrying. Okay? A man, same way. Children, the same way. Those things have to be removed from you. Again, cleansed of your soul to awaken you to your strength. Okay? Those who do XI obviously fare a little better because they start to understand how cleansing works. Breath in again. There you go. Women are extremely strong. Absolutely. So are men and everything else once you are of your nature. There we go. For those who worked on you like silently on like a silent scan, uh, comment in on how you felt. There we go. So again, it's understand it's frequencies that change you, not what's in here. Again, they were silent scans. So again, understand. I wasn't here to impress you on my abilities because we all have these abilities. But again, understand it's frequencies that change or improve your life or destroy your life. So you want to use the frequencies properly. So you don't get into the same stuff that we did. that happened to us in the past, or we don't repeat the same stuff that we did in the past. Um, a lot of momentum happening. Um, the world's changing. The universe is on your back. It's got your back, no matter where you are in the scale. Again, it's got your back to be your best possible self, according to the definition of your higher version, the universal scale, not your definition on what that means. Tomorrow, our 18-day uh, classic meditation. It's been around for over a decade, actually. It's been so powerful, so successful. That's going to start tomorrow. If you're new, I highly recommend just doing the essential. Okay. Again, do the essential because it's too intense of a transformation for you. And if um, for those who are more advanced, the accelerated would be beneficial for you. Okay? And then also, we have a, a 10-day cleanse coming up. Some of you know Ali. So that's coming up. It's a free call on May 13th, 12:30 p.m. Central Time. It's all in the calendar, our calendar at masajati.com. Perhaps the team can put a link to it. Um, and then we're also doing a mental health talk and meditation May 31st. It is Mental Health Month, by the way. If you sign up, if you go to TikTok, I've got 10 tips that'll help you. And again, it's just not logical tips, it'll show you a very deep solution on, say, providing mental health for you or your loved ones. So again, go to my TikTok channel, Masajati. Just look at that and subscribe, and then you can get all 10 tips. Okay. For you as well. And then the deeper understanding on why there are mental health issues that go beyond, say, the limitations of psychology and, even neuroscience and all that. So, um, yeah. So that's on TikTok for you. All right. All right. Mental health, 18 days starts, Allie's program. All right. All right, guys. As we end, notice, just notice what you're noticing. Okay. So notice what you're noticing. Say like you're observing something and you go, oh, I like that, or I don't like that. So notice what you notice. Okay. So what that means is that you're noticing something, and then you're basically noticing how you notice that thing. So it's like, why am I noticing, or why don't I like that thing? And then you'll start to go down into that rabbit hole, which you need to clean out. Okay. And this is where you start to move away from those things that aren't beneficial for you. All right, guys, as we end, thank you so much for the great comments. Again, share this video. Guys, if you really want, we need to save the humans if we want to save the planet. Um, okay, share it, subscribe to the channel for us. Thank you so much, guys. Take care. Um, I'll see you later. Bye bye.